Hello and welcome. This is Ken Kuchta. I'm talking to you today about learning vocabulary at home. This is a really important topic for your foreign language class because language is made of vocabulary and grammar. But if you think about learning a language like baking a cake, the vocabulary are the ingredients and the grammar are the instructions. So you need both in order to have a successful cake, just like you need vocabulary and grammar to learn a language successfully. So I'm going to outline three primary ways to learn vocabulary at home. One way is the system of reading, writing, speaking, using the vocabulary in a sentence, and having someone quiz you. The next is using technology, and I'm using Quizlet as an example. Quizlet is an excellent online or just a website that helps you review and learn vocabulary. And then finally, in a pinch, only when you absolutely cannot do the other two things, you can make flashcards. So let's begin with read, write, speak, sentence, quiz. This is a lot like what it sounds like. You read the vocabulary words that you're learning 3 times. You write the words 3 times. You speak the words 3 times, once with their English translation. You use the words in a sentence, and then you finally have someone quiz you. And that's a very effective way to learn the vocabulary words. Here's what it would look like if you were doing this on the paper. I've got a list of German words from usually the first unit of a German class, and I chose to highlight the man, right? Where I'm showing you what this would look like if you were studying it. So I'm picking the word the man, der Mann in German. So I wrote it out to the side in this funny looking 5-sided polygon here, and I'm showing you that when you're doing this, you want to write the word at the top with its plural notation, as I did with the umlaut TR and its English translation. You write the German or the target language word 3 times below it, write it again, and then use it in a sentence. So that's what it would look like if you were writing that down on paper. And then after I've done that and I've read it, I've obviously written it, I've spoken it, use it in a sentence, and now I'm going to have someone quiz me. Okay? So just imagine yourself being quizzed by someone else. They hold your paper, they call out the English, and you give them the target language. So if you're learning Spanish, your target language is Spanish. If you're learning Chinese, your target language is Chinese. Moving on to Quizlet. Again, you can use other websites to help you learn vocabulary. There's a lot of them out there. But I want to remind you to not just use the flashcards. Make sure you move on to the learn and speller and test, and then the games like scatter and space race. You got to do at least 4 of these functions in order to learn your vocabulary. Moving on to good old-fashioned flashcards. I wrote at the top only if the other 2 are available. That means that if you absolutely don't have access to the internet and you can't think of another way to do this, which you can because I've already outlined it, then you would use flashcards. This isn't really the best way to learn words, but again, this is in a pinch. So you write the English on one side of the card, and then you write the target language 3 times on the other side of the card. And this is mostly helping you practice spelling and memorization. And then you have someone quiz you after you've read over these note cards and you've spoken them several times. But always remember, if the language that you're learning has interesting plural forms, that you also write out the plural notation like I have, right? So die Lampe is the word for one lamp, the lamp. And die Lampen is the word for the lamps. So that's important to make a note of. Well, I hope this was useful to you, and good luck learning your language.